more love that you give, I think the more that you're going to receive, especially from these dogs. So, I mean, yeah.
Look, there is nothing like puppy love, especially on Hallmark Channel's Tales of Joy, a new special celebrating dog adoption that airs on Monday. And we're having our own little puppy love fest out here right now, courtesy of Paul Works, so thank them.
And all these littles are up for adoption.
All right, let's see if we can get through a special couples version of the E.T. birthdays. Ready?
Which star got married on Valentine's Day?
Dun, dun, dun. The answer is all of them. Benedict Cumberbatch, Selma Hayek, and Tyrese.
Really?
Not to each other, of course.
Would that
Would've
be
been
weird?
weird.
A little bit.
Good looking couple, but right, weird.
By the way, thank you guys for being here today. How many are you taking home?
All of them.
Yeah, I feel
Right?
much.
This
By the
one.
Two.
He looks like me.
He said yes.
He's my
There's gonna be like
doppelganger.
4. A special shout out to our friends at The Real. They are celebrating their 1,000th show on Monday. Congratulations, ladies. Good job.
You
All
heard
right.
him. He said yes about the dogs.
No, you're taking
But
them
just
all.
one.
Official.
See y'all later.
Just
Bye.
one.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, one man murdered and a teen arrested just 2 days later.
San Antonio police say a 15-year-old has been arrested with a murder charge in connection with that murder on the city's south side. The victim has not yet been identified, but police say he was found dead near Harlandale High School on Wednesday.
They say an officer with an unspecified school district found the man lying in a ditch in the 100 block of Rosebud. Police did not say what led to the suspect's arrest. Now, this is a developing story. We'll have new information in our later newscasts and on KSAT.com as it comes in.
Do you recognize this person? He's a person of interest in a shooting that happened on February 8th at Loop 410 and Nacogdoches Road. If you know who he is, contact the San Antonio Police Department's homicide office. That number is 210-207-7635.
The San Antonio Fire Department trying to figure out what caused a fire at a home on the city's north side this afternoon. Flames were reported around 3 o'clock in the 3300 block of Schmelzer. The fire department says one person was inside when the fire started. They made it out okay, but firefighters say one dog died due to possible smoke inhalation. They say the inside of the home sustained major smoke damage. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Now to a case of animal cruelty. Someone has caused a dog a whole lot of suffering, and now Animal Care Services trying to track that person down. A warning, the images and details of this story are especially graphic. As Katrina Weber shows us, it involves severe abuse inflicted with a pair of rubber bands.
The suffering is written all over his brindled face. This boxer mix named Buddy sadly found out that at least one person wasn't his friend.
Had a rubber band placed around his snout, also one placed around his testicles.
He was still all tied up when Animal Care Services picked him up yesterday behind a motel in the 2700 block of Roosevelt. Assistant Director Shannon Sims says the rubber bands were wound so tight that they cut right through his flesh.
It had actually burrowed completely down in. From the animal's snout, you can see into his mouth.
It took some doing by the veterinary staff to free Buddy from the bands, which they believe had been in place for a while. But he still is in a lot of pain and needs more treatment. The folks here at ACS treat their share of abused animals all the time. Dogs and cats suffering from just about anything that people can do to them. Still, Sims says this is by far the worst case he's ever seen.
Sometimes I kind of question why people do the things that they do.
They also wonder who would do this. ACS is hoping someone might provide some clues. They're also looking for surveillance video showing Buddy's abuser, a person who may face felony charges. The staff here is hopeful for Buddy.
After they do some significant work on him, be able to kind of reattach everything, and hopefully, like I said, there's a good prognosis.
After an abusive past, this dog could see better days ahead. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Very disturbing. Well, we now know the name of a woman killed in a house fire Wednesday morning. She has been identified as 46-year-old Sasha Dawn Byler. Investigators say she died from smoke inhalation after she was unable to escape a fire at a home on Briar Meadow. Firefighters had a hard time getting inside the home because of heavy flames and a gas leak. Once they did get inside, they found Byler's body. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus. As of this afternoon, Metro Health reports the coronavirus patient is in isolation at Methodist Texan Hospital and remains in stable condition.
Jesse Degollado joins us live from Methodist Hospital Texan. And Jesse, there's been some fallout from the families of other patients there at the hospital. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we've heard from at least one family member who says that others feel the same way. And although a spokeswoman here told me earlier that certainly that's understandable, the chief medical officer of the Methodist Health System, who wouldn't answer questions on camera, told me no, there's been no fallout. Although to reassure them and the rest of the public, Dr. Paul Hancock showed us the level of protective measures that his staff is taking every time they enter and leave the patient's isolation room. Now, another staff member is also there, he says, to verify that everything is being done correctly. Hancock says he has every confidence in the strict procedure that was developed by the CDC. He says it's worked before. And now there's also a negative pressure room here where the patient is in isolation.
The reason it's called a negative pressure room, the key to this whole room is a specialized dedicated exhaust system that generates airflow going outside of the room away from the rest of the hospital.
Now, he says other hospitals besides Methodist Texan also have those negative pressure rooms. But Dr. Hancock wouldn't go into why the decision was made to bring that coronavirus patient here. And also, he didn't know at this point whether any future patients, if there are any, if they would be brought here as well. We're live here along I-10 and 410. Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jesse. And while concerns over the coronavirus continue to grow, the Centers for Disease Control still stressing the importance of keeping yourself protected from the flu. 92 children have died in the United States this flu season. Influenza B is the most commonly reported virus in children and young adults. Influenza A more common in adults over the age of 25. There's been about 26 million reported cases of the flu this season. 14,000 deaths have been reported around the world. We've been tracking the coronavirus since it first was reported. People were being evacuated from China to the latest confirmed case here in San Antonio. And right now on KSAT.com, we have that timeline and other helpful information available, like how to stay protected. Just search coronavirus on our website. That's KSAT.com.
$26 million being reinvested in San Antonio. Today, Bexar County and the San Antonio River Authority received the final installment of reimbursement funds for the Mission Reach project along the San Antonio River. The project extended trails along the river from South Alamo to Mission Espada and creating an inviting environment for other outdoor activities like kayaking, fishing, and canoeing. The cost of the Mission Reach project, more than $100 million. Local leaders say the funds received will be put towards phase 4 of a similar project, the San Pedro Creek project.
What this reimbursement will allow us to do is not just finish up the project, but for me in particular, the West Side Creeks, the Alisan, the Apache Creeks, we're going to work the same kind of initiative there, ecosystem restoration, improving the trails. Obviously, flood control is a big component of that.
The first and second reimbursement total a combined $61 million. The Democratic field is narrowing, but as progressives coalesce around Bernie Sanders, more moderate voters are split amongst several contenders.
And as the race moves on to bigger, more racially diverse states, the game could be changing. Camila Bernal is in Washington to dig into the race amongst the moderates in the race for the Democratic nomination. Camila.
Yes, Steve, it seems there are some Democrats who feel that moving to the center is going to help one of these 2020 hopefuls be more electable. But the problem that they have is that they just don't have one to choose from. They have multiple candidates, and right now they're all competing against each other for a more diverse electorate.
Former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, former Vice President Joe Biden, and former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg all competing to gain the trust of moderate Democrats. Buttigieg surging in early states, winning 23 delegates, the most of anyone in the field so far. His challenge, connecting with Black and Latino voters.
We believe we will be able to develop, build, and grow a fantastic base of support in states like Nevada and South Carolina. And of course, Super Tuesday is not far behind.
Senator Klobuchar coming in third in New Hampshire and building momentum, but she's struggling in national polls.
Talk to your friend. Say, you know what? That woman from Minnesota, she can do this.
It ain't over. A weak showing in the first two states for the former vice president, who is counting on support from Black voters in South Carolina. For Biden, that state is make it or break it.
We had the first two rounds, made up about 2% of the public. And heading south now, where I feel good.
And waiting in the wings, Michael Bloomberg, who is spending millions in his campaign and relying on Super Tuesday.
Let me just be clear. I am running to defeat Donald Trump.
And the reality is that all of these moderates are also running to defeat Donald Trump. But first, they need to get the Black, the Latino vote. They need to show some victories in Nevada, in South Carolina, and in the Super Tuesday states. If not, they won't even have the chance to face off with the president. Steve, Isis.
Camila Bernal live in Washington. Thank you. And back here at home, a reminder, early voting for the March 3rd primary begins next week. There are more than 30 early voting locations across the city. Elections Administrator Jackie Callanan says with this year's political climate, turnout could be higher than in the 2016 primary election. She wants to remind young voters, first-time voters, even seasoned voters, to put away those phones during the voting process.
The Texas election code has not grown with technology. That it's just that simple. They'll see signs that say no cell phones, no cameras, I think it'll get there. It has to get there.
Early voting begins Tuesday, February 18th. We have a sample ballot for both races, a list of early voting locations, and everything you need to know right now on our website. Just go to ksat.com/vote-2020.
And on this Friday, of course, Valentine's Day. A lot of sunshine, but definitely on the cool side out there. Here's a look at our live cam, and you can see a clear sky, but look at our temperatures. We started the day at 34 this morning and made it only to 59 for the high temperatures. So we couldn't even hit 60 here in San Antonio. Right now, weather watchers, for the most part, upper 50s. Obviously, a few locations in the low 60s. Floresville and Panna Maria, for example, at 61. Or 59 in Mico and New Braunfels, Bulverde in Brian's backyard. 57 degrees right now. And it's going to be a cool evening again. Definitely jacket weather out there. We'll be in the 40s by 10 p.m. Now, we're going to notice a warm-up as we get through the weekend. However, it comes with a bit of a caveat, and I'll talk more about that coming up.
Thank you, Adam. Still ahead at 5, from dangerous hoverboards to helmets, the Consumer Product Safety Commission issuing warnings and recalls for products you might have. We'll tell you more about those products and issues coming up next. If you are into smoothies, there is reason to check your freezer. Some smoothie kits have been recalled because of worries they may make you sick. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz shows us which ones and why the government is warning about another hoverboard.
Videos like this, hoverboards on fire, have plagued the product. Now another warning. The CPSC says don't charge or use this one, the new high-tech X15, because the lithium-ion batteries can overheat and ignite. Even though the scooters have the UL mark, the government says they're not UL listed. So far, the Houston manufacturer has refused a recall. Check your freezer. Blendtopia is recalling 29,000 cases of its 7-ounce frozen smoothie kits because they may be contaminated with listeria. These are superfood smoothie kits labeled as Glow, Detox, Energy, Immunity, or Strength blends. Best buy dates are July, October, and November of 2021. Whole Foods is among the stores that sold those smoothies. You can take them back to the store or just throw them out. 70,000 ceiling fans sold at Lowe's are recalled after hundreds of reports of fan blades breaking or ejecting from the fan. People have been hit in the face. This is the Harbor Breeze 48-inch Santa Ana model sold from 2014 through 2016. Don't use the fan? Contact the manufacturer. And you're out. Rawlings is recalling this catcher's helmet because it fails to protect from a head injury. Inside the helmet, there's a sticker that reads CH Mach SR Rev A. They were sold at sporting goods stores and online. Contact Rawlings. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, it's Valentine's Day, and check this out. Greeting card company Hallmark says 145 million people exchange Valentine's cards every single year. The tradition of exchanging cards on Valentine's Day goes back to the 1700s when people would exchange handmade cards. The first mass-made Valentine's Day card didn't show up till the 1840s. By the way, Valentine's Day, the second highest greeting card selling day. Christmas is the highest.
And there's still nothing like a handmade card. I got a couple for my little boys.
Especially from the
They're
kids.
the best. Yes. Meantime, let's take a live look outside with the Pearl. Very nice out there.
Yeah, some people out there enjoying this coolish weather that we have in place. You know, you're at the Pearl, either it's 100 degrees and sunny or it's, cool.
Coolish. I like that.
Coolish out there right now.
A lot of people probably getting ready for their Valentine's dinners there, maybe.
They are. So we're running a little below average today. Temperatures will rebound this weekend. It's going to be a little spring-like. But
a little bit,
we have another strong cold front to talk about. Oh, we do. We're starting to get a little more clarity with that cold front that's going to really affect you as we get into next week. So first, let's start with our weather headlines. Take a look at that beautiful shot of downtown from the south side. Warmer and a bit spring-like this weekend. By Monday, you'll actually notice humidity in the air, and we'll probably hit 80s just south of San Antonio. But then the strong cold front hits on Tuesday. I mean, come on, it's February in South Texas. We know it's just a matter of time, and it's going to pay us a visit on Tuesday, probably around the morning time frame, and wait till you see what happens when that front hits. Right now we're at 58 degrees, dew point 34. Visibility just fine, 10 miles. East-southeasterly breeze at 9, and the wind's just light and variable. It's going to be fairly calm throughout the entire weekend, so don't expect much of a breeze from now all the way through Sunday. Temperature-wise, mostly in the 50s, mid to upper 50s. Look at Canyon Lake at 56 along with Tarpley, Devine 59, Pleasanton 61, Randolph at 58. We have some 60s southwest of town in the typically warmer locations like Cotulla at 64 and Laredo 65. But these temperatures will be falling off quickly as we go through the evening. Once we lose that sunshine, temperatures fall off. So by tomorrow morning, this is what you can expect. 30s in the hill country, but that's 30s above freezing. Right? A little bonus there. 37 Rock Springs, Kerrville, and Fredericksburg. Even 39 Hondo, 39 Pleasanton. Here in San Antonio, I'm thinking about 40 degrees for the low early tomorrow. Then by the afternoon, we rebound. We'll actually get into the 60s tomorrow afternoon, which is about average for this time of year. Looking ahead, though, you see these temperatures jump on Monday, President's Day. We'll be flirting with 80 degrees. I mean, it's not out of the question that we could actually hit it here in San Antonio. So Monday, we're talking 78 and humid. You'll notice mugginess in the air, spring-alike. It's just not going to last very long. Throughout the day on Tuesday, temperatures will fall. Then look what it does here. That cold front's going to set the stage for some highs in the mid to upper 40s Wednesday and Thursday. And as with most cold fronts around here, low clouds, dampness, a few showers, breezy, and cold. We get everything behind that cold front, but that's not until next week. What we had earlier today was interesting. Look at this wide fog deck that we had outside earlier today, stretching from basically Eagle Pass area all the way northward into the Panhandle, and you see it slowly erode from the outside in throughout the day today. So very neat to see that on the water vapor imagery. But I want to talk about our overall weather pattern here. And what we have setting up here for the weekend is this upper level flow coming off the Pacific. And as we often see, that has some moisture with it, sometimes some good energy. This one doesn't have a lot of good energy, but it'll pick up some Pacific moisture and sling it our way. It gets carried in these winds overhead. In turn, I think we'll have more cloud cover this weekend, and tomorrow even more gray than blue in the sky. We'll call it variable cloud cover because at times it'll be cloudy, other times you'll see some sun. But overall, added cloudiness, mid-60s tomorrow. Then as we get into Sunday, we're looking at mid-70s with a little bit of morning fog, otherwise fairly sunny and definitely warmer there. And then look at the 7-day forecast with that cold front that pays us a visit. You get back to work and school on Tuesday, ooh, you'll want to bundle up. Wednesday, Thursday,
Hi.
low clouds, damp, light rain, drizzle, sprinkles, breezy, gusty, 40s. We could go on and on, right? Shall I stop now?
Yeah, please do.
All right, just enjoy your weekend, everybody.
We get
I'm
the
gonna leave it
idea.
at that.
We get the idea.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, there are some players who the minute they retire should just go right into the Hall.
Right, forget waiting, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is the case as Tim Duncan. Today, he is a finalist who will perhaps join him in the class of 2020 at the Naismith Hall of Fame. We will find out here in just a few minutes. And we're live from Chicago for the NBA All-Star Weekend coming up. Today is a day that Tim Duncan is a finalist for the first ballot Hall of Famer. The announcement being made today in Chicago cited the 69th annual NBA All-Star Game. Duncan, who played 19 seasons with the Spurs before retiring, helped the franchise win 5 NBA titles during his career. Will join Kevin Garnett and the late Kobe Bryant in the class of 2020 with the inductees announced during the Final Four in Atlanta. He's the Spurs' all-time leading scorer with over 26,000 points, rebounds with over 15,000, blocks with over 3,000, minutes played with over 47,000, and games played with over 1,300. A 15-time All-Star and a 15-time All-NBA honoree. With more from All-Star Weekend, let's take you live to Chicago, and that's where we find our Larry Ramirez. Hi, Larry.
Hello, Greg, and good evening, everybody. You know, it's weird to be here at the NBA All-Star Game and not see a member of the San Antonio Spurs on the roster. They got shut out for the first time since 1997, ending an incredible run. Instead, we're here to cover the league and its 2020 All-Stars as they honor Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gianna. Back in San Antonio, artist Roger Maximo honored Kobe with a mural on the wall outside of Wing It on Pat Booker Road in Universal City. It's been very popular, and some fans we talked to absolutely love it.
This means a lot to me. This is Kobe Bean Bryant, the legend, the best I ever will do it. He brought a lot of great memories, a lot of happiness to my life.
I just want to pay tributes to one of my big childhood idols, Kobe Bryant. He just meant a lot to me growing up and made me really love the game of basketball.
And coming up at 6, we will introduce you to the artist Roger Maximo and show you his second mural of Kobe. The fans are loving that one as well. Greg, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Larry. There's no contingency plans or canceling or moving the games, said John Coates, the head of the International Olympic Committee, today after wrapping up a 2-day visit to Tokyo, where the 2020 Olympic Games will be held this summer. That despite the coronavirus that has infected almost 64,000 people globally, including one confirmed case here in San Antonio, 1,400 deaths in China, but only 1 in Japan, where fears are rising. There are 11 questions asked today at the press conference, and all were about the virus. Chinese athletes and fans that will be attending the games telling reporters we can confirm that Tokyo 2020 remains on track. And of course, the reason why we're so concerned here in San Antonio is that Greg Popovich will be the head coach of the U.S. men's basketball team competing for the gold medal there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Greg.
We'll be right back.
Warming up this weekend. I mean, we'll be back to average tomorrow in the mid-60s, then mid-70s on Sunday. And you get the idea with the trend all the way through Monday. Actually, Monday, you'll notice humidity in the air. It's going to be a little muggy. Then the cold front hits. With it, some areas of light rain. Doesn't look like a whole lot of accumulation, just that cold, breezy dampness that we get in the winter.
All right. Thank you, Adam. And thanks for watching the news at 5.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.